actually, well, not really a video, a stream. Anyways, I will be streaming for, I will be streaming for a very long time, probably about a couple hours. Anyways, this stream will basically be a detailed, I would say, tutorial/guide over the Dark Aeons and Penance. Well, the Dark Aeons, yeah, and Penance. So, basically, sorry about that. I'm just gonna give you guys a nice rundown over what you will need, basically required equipment, at least what I feel is required. You know, useful items, useful characters, a breakdown of each Aeon, and, you know, their special techniques and abilities, you know, how this will affect you in battle, effective strategies on how to beat these guys, especially once we get to the harder Dark Aeons, and, finally, the final showdown with Penance. So, yeah, without further ado, I will try and show you guys certain things you need, like I said, requirements. This will come first, then we'll, get into, fighting the Dark Aeons. So, first things first, I do recommend that you have your stats, maxed. Why are there overdrive gauge? Why are they doing that? What the hell? Anyways, aside from the, messed up overdrive gauge, I do recommend you have max stats. Stats like this, and I guess learn all of your abilities. I mean, that's kind of an optional thing, but I just recommend doing that anyway. But you're going to be spamming quick hit most of the time when you get to the harder Dark Aeons, unless you want to spice it up a little bit. But just for efficiency and effectiveness, I will be using the quick hit method against a lot of these things. So, anyways, certain auto abilities that I do recommend you have, at least on your armor, are Break HP Limit, Ribbon, Auto Phoenix, and Auto Haste, and then the first four are with your Celestial Weapons. We'll get into that later. But I do recommend you have those abilities set. These stats, I mean, is essentially what you'll need. Max stats. Now, they don't have to be completely maxed, but either they need to be maxed or pretty damn close to maxed. Okay, so once we get into equipment, now you can use Celestial Weapons if you want. I do recommend, I personally do recommend Celestial Weapons, although they are entirely optional. I mean, but they are pretty effective at getting the job done. Now, you don't, like I said, you don't have to have them. You can make your own version of a Celestial Weapon, but a lot of the times when you, I mean, it's just really painstaking. It's really like painstaking grinding. Like, it's very, very tedious. Not only that, the Celestial Weapons you create, or your own version of them, actually don't have the same damage formula as the actual Celestial Weapons. Celestial Weapons have a damage formula that ignores defense. So regardless of any enemy stats or statuses they're under, they ignore defense. Whereas if you try to create a Celestial Weapon, or your own, like I said, your own version, it'll have a different damage formula, and the Celestial Weapons are just, I feel, essentially the best for this because of that damage formula that ignores defense. So make sure you have them completely upgraded. I mean, like I said, I do recommend the Celestial Weapons. Another thing you might need is, another thing you will need is good armor. Essentially, armor with ribbon. Ribbon's the most important thing, I do believe, because it protects against all status affinities. So you're gonna need those on almost all of your armors. Now, Riku, she has 3 slotted armor because I got lazy, but she has essentials for what I plan to do with these guys. So, another thing is Auto Phoenix. In case you die, you don't have to waste turns reviving your characters. auto haste. This way, when you die, you don't lose your haste. You permanently have your haste effect. Now, another debatable thing is break HP limits. Because, I mean, I've seen other people do it with just 9,999 HP and be okay with it. But I prefer break damage limits just simply because I don't have... It'll be a lot shorter since I won't be dying as much. So that's totally up to you, but I use break HP limit. You don't have to, but if you don't use break HP limit, you want to use auto life as much as possible. And of course, the characters I'll be using for this are Tidus, Wakka, and Riku, because I feel they're the most effective team in handling these guys. I feel Riku would be the most effective because of her mixes, and they actually come... They come very... They're very handy, I'm gonna say, when you're fighting the Dark Aeons. Very, very useful. Wakka's overdrive, you know, especially the attack reels, because it can do a lot of damage. And same thing with Tidus's overdrive, you know, with the Blitz Ace and Slice and Dice. They do a lot of damage. So, that's how that works. Like I said, you know, just a quick run over max stats, but yeah. Celestial weapons, armors with ribbon on it, and that's about it. So now we're gonna go ahead and go fight Dark Valefor, which is the first Dark Aeon, and the easiest of the Dark Aeons.
They're counting on you, kid.
So, we're gonna go ahead and go take him down real quick. Seed Island. Okay. Crap. Okay, so essentially we have to travel all the way back to the Sade Village, where we'll be halted by a temple summoner, and he'll eventually call us, he'll essentially call us infidels. Hold on, I'm gonna go put on some anti-battle armor real quick, so we don't run into battles as we're going. That way I don't have to, you know, make the stream a lot longer than it already has to be. It's probably gonna be a couple hours. If you guys don't mind watching 2-hour-long streams, then whatever. Well, I'm streaming from my PS4, so, I mean, sorry if the stream's a little shitty, but, I mean, I can't really, I mean, I can help that, but, you know. Well, you know, I'm just gonna stop talking about that. So, we're gonna hurry up and run back to the village real quick, because that's where we're gonna find Dark Valefor. He'll greet us at the freaking gate, and this will especially be hard to do if, you know, if you're trying to come back and get your Jack Spheres for Auron's last overdrive, which is Tornado. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on. There we go. And you'll actually have to fight Dark Valefor first, and if you're coming into the sun prepared, he will be pretty hard. Alright, so we'll have our first fight with Dark Valefor. Oh, actually our only fight. Sorry about that.
Infidel! Prepare to charge!
Alright, so we are up against Dark Valefor. Now, he's not really hard, and not really hard to combat, especially if you have high agility. He's gonna actually be very easy to fight, and he only has 800,000 HP, so he's not really that hard to take down. Just a few hits, probably 8 to 10 hits, and he'll be done. So, but he does pretty much have the same moves as Valefor, you know, with the Energy Ray, his overdrive, which can be very devastating if you're not prepared, and if you pretty much goof around this entire fight. So I do recommend using Quick Hit for this, because it's less recovery time. when you use your hit, when you go to attack, and this pretty much is very efficient turns-wise because you can get in a lot more damage when you're fighting them, and I still don't know why their overdrive gauge isn't doing this. So anyway, pretty much just spam the crap out of quick hit with Balefur. But his overdrive gauge does charge really fast, so you gotta watch out. Make sure he does not use that overdrive. But if you do have high defense, high magical defense, you should be okay. And Dark Balefur's down.
Stay away from the summoner! You're a bad man!
So now, if you needed to, you could come into Besaid Village and go ahead and grab that last Jek Sphere, or not really the last Jek Sphere, but anyway, it's a Jek Sphere needed for it, if you're especially trying to get Orin's last overdrive. I do believe it is up over in here somewhere, I would say. I think it's over in here. I could be wrong, but I do remember it being somewhere in this area. So, when you come in here, you can go ahead and grab that. So, now what we need to do is go ahead and head for Bikanel, because now we need to fight Dark Ifrit. And I'm trying to do these in order. I wonder if anyone has listen, I still don't know why their overdrive gauges are doing that. I couldn't tell you. So, I'm gonna try and do them in, just in order, I guess, if you get where I'm coming from with that. Go ahead and come over to this.
You're counting.
So we're gonna go ahead and go to Bikanel. And we essentially have to travel all the way back to the entrance where you go into home. Because you'll meet this Albed woman there, and she'll claim that her child's lost, and she'll ask if you want to help her find it. Well, find her child, sorry. Called the child an it. And, essentially, she is disguised, well, it's actually a temple summoner disguised as as this Albed woman, and he will end up summoning Dark Ifrit. Now, Dark Ifrit, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll wait till we actually get to the fight. So, essentially, all you have to do is just run until you get to the entrance to home, or what was home, anyway. And you can see her standing over there. So we're gonna go ahead and approach her, but before I do that, before I get too close, I'm gonna try and not really try. I'm gonna just switch equipment real fast. because Titus is the only one with a peaceful shield. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to her. Oh, I gotta synthesize this. Still. Anyways, now you try and look for a child, and as you're tricked, she will eventually reveal herself as a summoner. And Dark Ifrit's already camping out down here. Fighting Dark Ifrit. Now, Dark Ifrit, now he is a little bit stronger than Dark Balefur. He has 1 million HP, and he does counterattack everything, so you gotta watch out for this. And he does use Meteor Strike and Hellfire as his overdrive, so you gotta be careful. He'll just counterattack physically, and on his turn, he will use Meteor Strike, which can be pretty devastating, as I said, if you're not prepared. And for his overdrive, he'll use Hellfire, which does considerable damage, and could also possibly spell game over if, like I said, you don't have high enough stats. So we're gonna go ahead and there's that counterattack. I'm gonna save the overdrives for other fights later on. You know, when we get to the harder Dark Aeons. And he gets...
Let's go.
Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. Anyways, and of course they leave the door open, because fucking retards. So anyways, back to the, what I intended to do. Actually, I'm gonna hurry up and make a armor for... just use Warren, since we won't be using him. No encounters. We'll go ahead and put it on Orin, so we don't get any battles. Okay. So now we just need to find the nearest save point, I guess, and we'll be off to fight Dark Shiva. Oh, sorry, Dark Ixion. And he is found in the Thunder Plains. But you have to go to Thunder Plains North to fight him. So, yeah. Okay, so now we are at... okay, we're on the airship, and we need to go to... oh no, I just did that.
You're
so we're gonna go to Thunder Plains to fight Dark Ixion. Now, I believe at this part, it's been a little while, but I do believe, yep, lightning and shadows. Oh. Strike the final, okay. Guess I must have already fought him once. But anyways, you will fight him at one point, okay? You'll fight him first, you'll come in here, there'll be a guy standing by a pole, one of these, lightning rod towers. And essentially what you need to do is... you'll go up and talk to him, and you'll end up chasing him, and you'll end up running into these two summoners. There, you will fight, Dark Ixion in his first phase. And he'll counterattack as well, and he will use Thundaja, which is a non-elemental attack, and it can do a lot of damage. But once you beat him in his first phase, you'll eventually get to his second phase. And this will be where you're trying to chase a summoner and Dark Ixion around. And once you get to him, obviously it'll engage the battle, and this time Dark Ixion won't counterattack anymore. Instead, he'll just attack with Thundaja. And where the hell are you? Yeah, so now it's just a game of whether or not you can find them, because they appear in places outside of your view. So, I mean... See, this time he no longer counterattacks. If it lands on his turn, he will, he'll still use Thundaja, or Arrow Spark sometimes. And obviously his Overdrive is still damage. Okay. Alright, so I don't know what happened there, but apparently I already fought Dark Ixion once, so I guess that's kind of useless. So, that's that story. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and go fight
You're counting on you, kid.
Dark Shiva. Dark Shiva, she's a little difficult, but it's not too... it ain't too bad. But essentially, we have to... I kind of have to be careful with her, because her Heavenly Strike will cause instant death, regardless of any armors you may have on you, especially with Ribbon. So you kind of have to be careful with that.
Yeehaw! Here we go!
Alright, hold on, guys. Just give me a second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. So anyways, the next location for Dark Shiva... the next location we'll need to go to fight Dark Shiva is Makalania, but you won't encounter her at the lake. You actually have to go to Makalania Temple. So, Dark Shiva... Okay, here's some... She essentially... Well, okay, so it's... Anyways, here... I can't talk today. Anyways, some things to know about Dark Shiva. Now, this time around, Dark Shiva doesn't counterattack, and she uses standard physical attacks, and, she'll just use standard physical attacks like any other Dark Aeon, but this time, her attacks dispel auto-life, so you gotta be careful. Relatively low HP for Dark Aeon. That's, she only has 1,100,000. Now, Wakka's attack reels, and break damage. A good thing to have is, as always, Wakka's attack reels and her break damage limit weapon. His break damage limit weapon, which is essentially, you can use either, one you made yourself or, his celestial weapon. And as always, she can be instantly killed with Yojimbo's Zanmatao. You still require the same armor as always. She has... Okay, now I'm getting into detailed stats because I'm looking it up. Her actual stats. She has 999 MP, 173 strength, 163 defense, 244 magic, 255 magic defense, 255 agility, 250 accuracy, and 55 evasion, and 70 luck. Her overdrive is Diamond Dust, which damages everybody. Her physical attack, as said before, she doesn't counterattack, but it will dispel auto-life. And there's Heavenly Strike, which inflicts instant death, or, you know, KO as they call it. And it'll instantly kill you regardless whether or not you have Death Proof or Ribbon on you. Regardless of whatever armor you may have. Elemental damage, fire damage is halved, ice damage is absorbed, and she absorbs thunder and water damage. Well, she's immune to thunder and water damage, so essentially it'll say 0. And holy damage is normal. She can drop things like mana tablets, elixirs, and sorry, not drop, but you can steal things from her. And she'll drop dark matter and a master sphere after killing her, and you'll be awarded with 20,000 AP. Things on the weapons she might drop are Ice Strike and break damage limit, and armor drops would be Ice Eater, break HP limit, and Ribbon. Her immunities are Censor, Silence, Sleep, Darkness, Poison, Petrification, Slow, Zombie Power, Break, Magic Break, Armor Break, Mental Break, Threaten, Death, Provoke, Doom, Distill, any Distill abilities. She's also immune to Censors, i.e. Scan or weapons that do have Censor on them. She's also immune to Gravity, Magic, which, Demi or Gravija, but you don't have access to that. Any delay attacks, and she's also immune to Ejection. When you've defeated her, you will get attacked by Guado once again, as earlier. When you're playing through the main story of the game, and after you kill Seymour and the Guado are chasing you out of Makawania. Afterwards, you will be able to return to the temple normally if you had to complete one of the Cloister of Trials. If you haven't obtained Anima yet. Which I do recommend you do all the destruction, which she's obtained by doing all the destruction sphere trials, if you didn't already know that. And basically this will be made a lot harder if you, haven't done it before, the Dark Aeons become available, because you'll actually have to fight them before you get in there. Same thing with the Jex Sphere thing in Besaid. So, yeah. And required skills that I do believe you should have, and honestly I do agree with this list, is Auto Life, but you gotta be careful, because her physical attack, it only attacks one person, but it dispels Auto Life. Another thing is Quick Hit, and if you have low accuracy, you should probably use Aim. And you need things like Auto Haste, Auto Phoenix, and Ribbon. But Ribbon's not really, doesn't really matter for this fight because her attacks don't petrify you, but she does cause instant death, but, that's unavoidable. So that's kind of how that goes. So before I get into the fight, I'm seeing a bunch of things are being posted in the Facebook group. Oh. Okay, never mind. It's useless. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get this thing over with. I just thought I'd give you a brief overview of, things you're gonna need to know. So now, essentially, we have to move our butts all the way over to the temple. And yes, it's a long run, but we'll get there. Oops.
to Makalania Temple a traitor! Traitor! Find your salvation on the far plane!
And Dark Shiva. So now we have to fight Dark Shiva. Now, she is very dangerous and her overdrive gauge charges extremely fast. So yeah, we have to be quick. Now, as I said earlier, she doesn't counter physical attacks, but her physical attacks do dispel auto life. If she uses Heavenly Strike on her one of her turns, it does cause instant KO, and there's really nothing you can do about it. And of course, Diamond Dust is her overdrive, and it can it does a lot of damage, so you gotta be careful. And I mean, I think it can do close to taking away half of your HP, so you gotta be careful. I'm just gonna put all the life up in case, because it really doesn't matter. At least I don't think, even if she does use a physical attack, to spell it, because I can just recast it before she uses Diamond Dust. But you gotta watch out for Heavenly Strike, and it'll kill you regardless.
Yeah.
Say instant KO, regardless. Knocked away that auto life. Actually, we'll use Diamond Dust, and it does do a lot of damage. This might not be pretty. Oh yeah, it kills you. It just about kills you. So now would be a good time to use Riku's overdrive mix. So essentially, I like to mix a lot of final elixirs, because this dispels any what do you call it? Status affinities, and it also restores HP and MP to their max. So that's good. And there's Dark Shiva taking back. And now you'll be chased by Glotto once again. Probably get attacked a few times. There's really nothing you can do about that. Basically, all we have to do is run back, and then we can fight. We can travel to Xanarkand and fight Dark Bahamut. Now, he's one of the harder Dark Aeons to fight. This would include, also include Dark Anima and the Dark Magus Sisters, depending on how you fight them. So we'll go ahead and board the airship. So we'll go ahead and get, to the next fight, which is Dark Bahamut.
We're counting on you, kid.
Xander can ruin. Alright, so before we get into fighting him, I'm gonna give you another explanation of his stats and stuff, and things he might drop, immunities, all that good stuff. So, things you're gonna need for this fight are definitely, his big one is auto life, and, quick hit, as well as dispel. And we'll get into that, we'll talk about that once we get into the fight. You're gonna need, you know, celestial weapons and the armor I mentioned earlier. And I do this also recommends that you should have high HP and defense, which is what we already have. Now, this is going to be a very long battle. You're probably going to be sitting here for about anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Another thing, and I personally agree with this, it's one of the most difficult Dark Aeon. He's also one of the most difficult Dark Aeons to fight. He counters after every 5th attack. So basically, after you attack him 5 times, he will counter with Impulse, which will inflict, what's it called? It will inflict Armor Break. It'll inflict a bunch of breaks. I think it inflicts Power Break, Mental Break, Armor Break, and I think no, it's not Mental Break. I think it's just, I don't know, it's some form of breaks. I know one of them's Armor Break. And if you don't have Ribbon on you, and he counters with Impulse, it will also cause Petrify. Then he can attack you. Also, when he attacks you, when you're petrified, it'll shatter a character, and they'll be ejected from the battle. So you got to watch out for that. That's why I recommend Ribbon. Yeah. So without the Ribbon, it'll also inflict slow, full break, and delay. Dark Bahamut has a high evasion rate for physical attacks. If you're having trouble with this, set overdrive mode to Stoic to farm impulse attacks, dispelling full break as needed. So yeah, essentially we'll need the dispel to dispel the armor breaks, you know, the breaks that he inflicts on us. Or another way to avoid this, if you don't have Ribbon, is summon an Aeon to take the blow for you. Okay, so now we're getting into the good stuff here. Okay, so Dark Bahamut has 4 million HP. He has the second most HP behind Dark Anima. She has the most HP, but we'll get into how much she has later. He has 999 MP. His strength rests at 245, defense at 234, magic at 222. Magic defense at 233, agility at 255, and accuracy at 250. And his evasion rests at 145, and luck at 65. Now he does have Mega Flare for his overdrive, which will damage everybody. Physical attack, he doesn't counterattack, so that's good. Well, I mean, he doesn't counterattack every turn, but he counterattacks every 5 turns, so you have time to dispel before, you know, he ends up counterattacking with Impulse. As I said before, Impulse will not only inflict damage, but it'll also inflict slow, full break, and petrify on everybody if you do not have a Ribbon. Fire damage is halved, ice damage is halved, thunder damage is halved, and water damage is also halved, and holy damage also is halved. If you steal from him, you can get Twin Stars and Elixirs, as well as when you kill him, he drops Dark Matter and Master Spheres. 30 AP is rewarded to you after this. Weapon things that might be included on the weapons he drops is 1 MP cost, double AP, double overdrive, and break damage limit. Things on the armors he might drop are auto protect, break HP limit, and ribbon. His immunities are anything with sensors, which could be scan, or weapons with sensors on it. He's immune to silence, sleep, darkness, poison, petrification, slow, zombie, power, break, magic break, armor break, mental break, threaten, death, provoke, doom, any distill abilities, scan, as I mentioned earlier, any gravity attacks that basically is demi, any delay effects, or anything that involves ejecting. So, yeah, he can't be ejected from the battle. So that's essentially a rundown of Dark Bahamut. What you can expect from him. So now, and another thing, if you're trying to get Tidus' Celestial Weapon and you haven't already done this when you defeated Unalesca, you're going to have a difficult time. Because to get Tidus' Suncrest, you'll actually have to go through Dark Bahamut if you haven't already got it after you beat Unalesca. So that's just a heads up right there. We're going to go ahead and head to the dome. We're going to go ahead and head this way. And now we got to go through the Cloister of Trials and down to the Chamber of the Faith, and then all the way to the Beyond. And Dark Bahamut will take Unalesca's place. Crap. Stepped on a button. Battles begin. Alright, so first things first, okay? I recommend putting on auto life. Essentially because, you're gonna need it because you might end up dying during this fight. So, and another good thing about this fight is, unlike some of the other Dark Aeons, Bahamut does not dispel auto life. So you're pretty much good on that. So, yeah. It's a really long fight, so just be prepared. Now what we can do is start attacking. Just be aware that every 5th turn he will counterattack with, every 5 times you attack him, he will counter with Impulse, which, as stated earlier, it does inflict slow, full break, and petrify if you don't have ribbon. Now, essentially, when it gets to this part, you will have to dispel these armor breaks and stuff before he either A, physically attacks you, or B, hits you with Mega Flare. Because if that happens, it'll be instant death. So, I do recommend having Dispel for this fight. You can dispel the armor breaks and stuff. Well, any of the breaks. You get the point. It'll just dispel all of them. Alright. And then once you have those dispelled, you can continue fighting him. It's basically a rinse and repeat process. attack with Mega Flare. You didn't already see that. Okay, so here we are with considerably low health. So either A, we're basically just gonna keep attacking. So we can keep attacking, or B, heal up, but we're just gonna keep attacking just to get that extra turn in, because now he's gonna use it. So we can use attack reels and get some damage in while we can. Now, I don't remember on this file if I unlocked Blitz Haste and Tidus, because I never really used Overdrive so much. But attack reels does considerable damage, so it's good for racking in some extra damage points. Oh no, I do have it unlocked. There we go. Missed it. Well, that sucks. Oh well, I'm on and off with that, so it's whatever. So we'll just keep hitting him with quick hit. He's below half health now. He's kneeling. So he's just about... yeah. Uh-oh. Whoa. So now he's going to attack with Mega Flare. And that's why you carry auto rifle. I don't think I set overdrive to stoic, did I? Alright, so now what we're gonna try and do is hurry up and heal up real fast. So we're back at full health. ready to kill again. I'm gonna hurry up and get some auto light going. And there's Dark Bahamut. Out of the way. And he dropped an Atlas. So if you didn't get Tidus' Suncrest, if you were successful with beating him, which you actually should have already picked this up when you fought Unalesca, you would head down these steps right here. You would appear over here, over on this side, and you would just go over, and there'll be a chest sitting right over in this area, right where I'm standing. Go ahead and open it up, and you'll have Tidus' Suncrest if you didn't already get it. Alright, so next we are going to fight Dark Anima. And she is found on Mount Gagaset. So, that's
Here we go!
To go next. Now, essentially, you won't find her at first. You'll actually have to go, to, into the cave again, and there'll be a place you have to go in there. It's called a Summoner's Trial, and anyways, you'll have to use Wakka's Ball, in that place where you had to hit the use Wakka's Ball and throw it into the into that thing, and to hit it, and then you could actually move on. Well, you'll have to do that again, and this time it'll tell you that it's a Summoner's Trial, and you'll actually need to do that if you want to fight Dark Anima. And then all you have to do is come back here, and Dark Anima will be here waiting for you. So, most of the time you're forced to fight the Dark Aeon, but in this fight, it's kind of a why is the audio cutting out? Anyways, okay, hold on a second. Sorry about that. Anyways, you won't be forced to fight her. You can actually gear up and prepare. So, yeah. Actually, since we're here, we can actually go fight Dark Yojimbo. Yeah, I think I'm gonna actually fight Dark Yojimbo first, and then we'll come back for Anima. I completely forgot he existed. Since, you know, all I have to do is walk to Dark Anima. So all we have to do is head on down this, this gorge here, and we'll go ahead and recover real quick. Just be on the safe side, even though we're already recovered. Now, Dark Yojimbo is found down in this cave, you know, where you obtain Yojimbo. Now all you have to do is go ahead and warp to the back of the cavern. It'll take you to the back of the cavern. Now, to trigger the fight, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and find out what his stats are. Because why not? Okay, so Dark Yojimbo. Skills you're going to need are Auto Life and Quick Hit. But you can usually kill Yojimbo before he's even able to attack. Armor requirements, same thing, the armor that I have on, and of course the celestial weapons and or weapons that you've created yourselves with the break damage limit. And as always, you should have near or close to, or, you know, max stats. So, Dark Yojimbo is located in the Cavern of the Stolen Faith, which is where we're at right now. An interesting thing about Dark Yojimbo, and this is only with him and none of the other Aeons. Dark Yojimbo must be defeated 5 times consecutively to actually end the fight. So once you've defeated him 5 times without leaving the cavern, you'll actually beat him. If you leave the cavern, it'll reset your counter and you'll have to fight him again. Another good thing to so which means if you leave the cavern and you come back, you can actually fight him multiple times as you want, as many times as you want. This can also be all you have to do really is just leave the cave and come back and you'll fight him again, because as I said, it resets the counter. But this can actually be very useful for farming dark matter. Definitely, because he drops dark matter. And you'll always be ambushed by him, even with initiative or first, but if you do have first strike, you'll be okay. Because first strike always lets you take the first action in battle, even if you are ambushed. But you're always ambushed by him. The only way to survive Zanmetal if he uses it is to call an Aeon. Aeons with high defense using shield may survive. Auto life doesn't work against this attack. But yeah, Zanmetal will kill you and it dispels auto life. So you gotta make sure you have him taken care of before he uses Zanmetal. He's also very possible to defeat with an Aeon, preferably the Dark Magus Sisters or Anima, but we won't be using Anima. Also, Dark Yojimbo has low magic defense, so if physical attacks won't connect, double cast Ultima and then copycat it with your other characters. Recommended overdrives are Attack Reels and Blitz Ace. So, Dark Yojimbo, his HP rests at 1,600,000, and MP at 999. Strength lies at 224, defense at 210, magic at 131, magic defense at 144, agility at 243, and accuracy at 255. With, for some reason, his evasion and luck stats are unknown. Now, he has all of Yojimbo's attacks. Daigoro, which is basically where he attacks with the dog. It causes damage, and it'll petrify one character if you don't have Ribbon. Wakizashi, it damages everybody. Kazuka damages, people. It can also cause full break and curse to one character. Actually no, it'll bypass Ribbon. Curse works that way. And Zanmatao inflicts instant KO to everyone and dispels auto life. Fire and ice damages are normal, as well as thunder, water damages are also normal, and holy damage is also normal. Things you may drop, things you can steal off of him are stamina tonics and elixirs. Things he may drop are dark matter and master spheres, which is actually a good way. Actually, another thing you can do to farm off of Yojimbo. A lot of people farm off of him to collect either dark matter or master spheres, which are very useful. 8,000 AP is awarded after every battle. Because keep in mind, you have to defeat him 5 times. Customization skills that he may drop on weapons are counterattack, magic counter, overdrive to AP, and break damage limit. Things on the armor he may drop are curse proof, break HP limit, and ribbon. His immunities are Censor, which would be on weapons, Silent Sleep, Darkness, Poison, Petrification, Slow, Zombie, Power Break, Magic Break, Armor Break, Mental Break, Threaten, Death, Provoke, Doom, any Distill abilities, Scan, Gravity, which is any gravity attacks, which is essentially just Demi, any delay effects, and he is also immune to ejection. So that is Dark Yojimbo status. So now to trigger the battle sequence, we have to walk back here, and Summoner will be walking down here because he thinks he's a badass. And he'll stop and do his little I'm better than you. And then Dark Yojimbo appears. Now you don't have to fight him, you can leave the cavern. And actually this is very good for farming. I've done it myself, but you'll always be ambushed.
Yeah!
So yeah, as with any other Aeon, you just keep spamming quick. Especially if you have high HP. Now, I could have done another video where it's just, you only have 9,999 HP, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, just pretty much spam quick hit against him and you'll be good. As you can see, he drops Dark Matter. This is a good way to farm Dark Matter, especially when you're putting together ribbons. Now the Summoner will run away. I'm actually going to take this time to go Stoic. I guess. Actually, what I've always done... you know what, that'll be good. Now you can touch the save sphere or something. Recover HP and MP, and you can go ahead and try and fight this guy again. He's not here. He's in one of these rooms. Just keep on running. Or either A, you'll encounter him over here. Yep. Or I was gonna say down that hallway, but he'll end up coming out of here. Yep. Alright, so back to where we are again. And just spam quick. So pretty much you're protected against him if you have Ribbon. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and continue. That's twice we've beaten them. We have to actually head back up here into this room to encounter him again. Alright. Now we have to run down into here. We'll encounter him in here somewhere. Here. This will be our 4th time fighting him. And he'll, like I said, drop Master Spheres. That's also very useful. Now he'll make his last stand here in the cavern. The cavern entrance. There we go. And if you do this, if you manage to pull it off this one last time, you'll beat him. that being done, you can now move on to Dark Anima, which I originally planned on doing. Save if you want to, but I don't save because I'm already powerful enough to fight these guys by myself. So actually, I just do it kind of like for entertainment, but you know, it's whatever, dude. I'm tired of always one-shotting things, so I actually fight these guys for an actual challenge. Alright, so now we're at Dark Anima. Okay, so, things you're gonna need to know about Dark Anima. It's actually quite a bit. So, now we're gonna get into skills you're gonna need. Haste-ga, but we already have, auto haste, so we're not gonna need that. Auto life's a biggie. Quick hits and aim if you have low, if you have a low luck stat. Because, as you know, luck factors into, luck factors big into your evasion and accuracy. Pretty much you can have the lowest accuracy stat in the world, but if you have a high luck stat, you're always gonna hit. Same thing with evasion. You're still gonna need the celestial weapons and or knockoff celestial weapons that you've made yourself, and armor that I have, basically. And parties should have high strength, defense, and agility, or have max stats or close to max stats. Dark Anima is obviously found on Mount Gagaset, as we're right here, you can see her. Essentially, to fight her, you need to play Wakka's Ball Challenge again in the caves in order to make Dark Anima appear at the mountain summit. Needs to be checked. Okay. Now, this battle is by far the longest of them, besides Penance. It's a very long and difficult battle. Now, you can either A, summon an Aeon to block Anima's overdrive, or if you have max HP or near max HP, you can still survive it. Now her attack pain, now she has all of her, all of Anima's attacks. Now Anima's pain, okay, Dark Anima's pain, KOs even with Death Proof or Ribbon. Aeons aren't immune either, so she can instantly kill Aeons with pain. Same thing, as I said, with your normal characters. Even if you have Ribbon, or Death Proof, it'll still bypass it. So you gotta be careful. She has a high evasion stat, so as I said, if you had a low luck stat, you should use aim to kind of increase your accuracy. But like I said, even at max accuracy and max, just even at max accuracy, with a low luck stat, you're gonna miss half the time, and that's not gonna be good. You want to be efficient. It's efficiency. You want to kill them as fast as possible before things get too hairy. If Petrify is inflicted with a physical attack, Shatter always happens. So yes, if you do not have Ribbon on your character or Stone Proof, if Anima attacks with a physical attack, it will inflict Petrify, and with this, it'll instantly shatter your character and remove them from the battle. Other skills: Cheer, Aim, Luck, Riku's Ultra None All, Healing are also recommended for this fight. And this can also obviously boost their stats if they're kind of low. If you know if Oblivion's about to be cast, like I said, guard it with an Aeon. Other than that, if you have close to max HP and auto life, you will end up surviving it. Close to max HP, you'll end up actually scraping by. But if you're already like half HP, it's gonna kill you, and that's where the auto life comes into play. Can be killed instantly with Yojimbo Zan Metal, as with everything else in the game, even Penance. Dark Anima, now we're getting into her, numbered stats her stats. Anyways, she sits, high and mighty at 8 million HP. She, has the most HP out of all the Aeons, so 8 million, it's gonna be a long fight. She has 999 MP, her strength rests at 155, defense at 230, magic at 255, magic defense at 255, agility at 183, accuracy at 255, evasion and luck are unknown. Okay, so her normal, so this is her moveset. Pain, okay, damages one character, and also inflicts instant death to one character. Mega Graviton, now, she is the only Aeon that can use Mega Graviton without it being an overdrive. The only other Aeons that can use Mega Graviton are the Dark Maga Sisters, but they have to be in overdrive mode, and you already have to have one of them killed. But, that's not important right now, so she can, she does have access to it, and she doesn't have to be in overdrive mode because her overdrive's Oblivion. So Mega Graviton it'll do half damage, it'll take away half of your health, and if you don't have Ribbon, or Death Proof, it'll inflict death, and Osmose to all. Oh no, sorry, that's not, I was reading the wrong one. Okay, sorry, so don't cause damage, take away half of your health. It'll inflict sleep, blind, doom, and silence to everybody. And the sleep will last for 255 turns, so you'll already be long dead by then. Sorry about that. Her physical attack, which will damage you, but if you don't have Ribbon or Stone Proof, you'll be petrified and shattered, and if you do have a Ribbon, it'll just curse whoever she attacks. Which, if you know, Curse, inhibits you from using your overdrive, and it'll also keep your overdrive gauge from charging. Oblivion. Now this is our overdrive. It'll inflict KO/instant death if you don't have Ribbon. It'll also inflict MP damage, which is the Osmose part of it. So, yeah. Now, she's immune to all elemental attacks, and she's also, she won't take any holy damage, so she strictly have to physically attack her. She's even immune to Ultima. So, now, you can steal 3 stars from her, or elixirs, and she will drop Dark Matter and Master Spheres. 30,000 AP is awarded to you after this battle, and she won't give you any gil, just like any of the other Aeons. Weapons she might drop with these skills include Death Strike, 1 MP cost, triple AP, or break damage limit. Armor drops will include these skills, either Death Break, break HP limit, or Ribbon. She is immune to Censor, which would be on weapons, Silence, Sleep, Darkness, Poison, Petrification, Slow, Zombie, Power Break, Mental Break, Armor Break, Mental Break, Threaten, Death, Provoke, Doom, any Distill abilities, Scan, which is the magic, Gravity, i.e. Demi, any delay effects, and she's also immune to Ejection. So you have to be, like I said, pretty much Dark Aeons are immune to everything. So, yeah, you just have to be careful about that. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get into fighting Dark Anima. So, now for this fight, actually, I do recommend that you have one of your characters set to Stoic, and the other two at Comrade, because Anima does do a lot of damage. So, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. So, first thing I always do when I fight Dark Anima is I will cast Auto Life on all my characters. With this, I can start attacking Anima. I do this so, I mean, you know, you should usually do it before she uses Oblivion, but I always do it at the beginning of the battle. No big deal. See that physical attack, which will inflict Curse. The only way to get rid of that is if you cast a spell. It gets rid of the Curse. And it allows your Overdrive to be charged. Mega Graviton. I'll let her use Oblivion. Alright, so now we're going to attack her with our overdrives. It's a good way to get great way to get in extra damage before you end up healing yourselves. But you will have less turns on the next, as I say, series, but it's no big deal. Because you used overdrive. Alright. There we go. Now we use Waka. Attack reels. And finally, we'll end up healing ourselves. Scream Gem. With a X potion, and we are fully recovered. Now she's gonna use Mega Graviton. You know, she just feels like she has to win. But guess what? I don't care. So yeah. Oh, you thought. You fucking thought. Alright, so, we're gonna go ahead and dispel that. Yeah! Oops. Yeah! Yeah! Oh! Okay, so you aren't happy. Alright, now's a good time to cast Auto Life. Alright. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and hit her with our overdrives again. Ooh! Nailed it. Great. Gonna have to be a dick about it, aren't you? Alright, so that's what I mentioned earlier, okay? It's gonna be instant death. Regardless, I mean, because you even saw we all have ribbon. All have ribbon on, wherever it's at. Right here. So it'll bypass that regardless. Even Aeons can't stop it. So it's just something you have to watch out for. You lose attention and things aren't looking so good, you're probably gonna end up dying. So, and that's another thing about these fights. You gotta make the right decisions, and you gotta make sure you're maintaining your party really well. You gotta make sure they stay alive, or else it's game over. Oh. So, now we're gonna go ahead and hit him with our, overdrives again. Oops, we screwed up. Darn. That's only 4 hits. Feel the pain. And that's what Auto Phoenix is for. Man, you don't like Tidus, do you? She does not like Tidus.
Yeah!
Wow, Riku survived that. Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go X Potion, and once again, Supreme Gem. Alright, okay. Go ahead, click it once, and then we're gonna try and overdrive her real quick. This time landing the attack reels. Mega Graviton. And we've taken down Tarkana. Oh, crap. Oh, alright. Hold on, guys. I'm going to go take a massive leak because I need to do that. Actually. I wonder why mine isn't showing up. Jeez. So anyways, I'll be right back, okay? Hang in there. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I'm probably gonna leave a timestamp somewhere in the... sorry, like I said, I'm gonna leave a timestamp somewhere in there. Whenever it goes up on YouTube to let you know where to skip to. So, like I said, I'm sorry about that. Alright, so next we're gonna go fight the Dark Magus
You're
sisters.
counting on you.
Okay? So, first thing we're gonna do, is we gotta head to Mushroom Rock Road. Here's where we'll fight them. Oh, wait. Crap. Wrong. You gotta go to Jose Road, I think. Sorry about that.
You're counting on.
Okay, Jose Road. Right here. Yeah, we're gonna go through the Jose Road. I screwed up again. They're on the Mihen High Road. Oh, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so anyways. Like I said, it's been a while, guys, okay? Don't judge me. Mihen High Road. Okay, we're good now. Alright, so... Okay, we end up at the travel agency. Yes, I want to ride this chocobo. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and take a hike all the way up to the northern end of the high road. Do our little preparations there, our little status talk, and that'll be that. So that's what we're gonna do. And then after we beat these guys, we'll finally be able to face penance. Like I said, if you're just getting here, I did do all the other Dark Aeons earlier on in the stream, so if you missed that, I'm sorry about that. But, yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to talk about the, Dark Magus Sisters, their stats and shit before we end up fighting them. So, things you're going to, skills, essential skills you're gonna need are auto life and quick hit. Okay, weapons, the celestial weapons, or as I said earlier, you can use your own, as I call them, knockoff versions of the celestial weapons, and armor with these abilities. So with that out of the way, they're located on the Mushroom Rock Road, which we're about to enter. They'll be found together, but can be fought alone if a player defeats 2 and escapes and returns. They can all be instantly killed with Yojimbo Zanmatao, so yes, you can fight them individually, but I'm gonna fight them as a group, which makes them actually the hardest Aeon fight in the game. Against Cindy, you're gonna need high accuracy, agility, strength, and defense. Just max stats across the board. Now this is for fighting them individually. And she'll only target one character at a time. Okay, when alone, each sister's overdrive is Mega Graviton. Causes gravity as well. It causes gravity damage as well as status ailments. When together, overdrive is Delta attack. It causes 99,999 damage, which will either blast and auto life with each blast. And auto life is ineffective against it, so this will dispel auto life. Pasado targets only one person, and it causes instant death. Mindy has high evasion, and aim isn't really effective against this, so you're going to need a high luck stat. Sandy is powerful, but also only attacks one person at a time. Sisters are best fought and easiest fought alone, but if you're looking for a real challenge, you can fight them all together. Magus Sisters start the battle with their overdrive gauges full. It's best to cast Haste and Auto Life, then summon an Aeon, or you can use Anima to use her Oblivion overdrive. Take out Mindy first, and use Blitz Ace and attack reels as your overdrives. Now, of course, this applies to them when they are together. Actually, no, we'll get into that later. So, Dark Cindy stats. Okay, we have her resting at a total of 3 million HP, and her MP rests at 999, Strength lies at 175, Defense at 223, Magic at 171, Magic Defense at 105, Agility at 185, Accuracy at 255, Evasion 0, and her luck is unknown. She has all of Cindy's, normal Cindy's attacks, including Camisade, which will cause instant KO regardless if you have Death Proof or Ribbon. And it'll cause MP damage, so essentially Osmos. She can also use Mega Graviton if she's alone, or if there are 2 Magus Sisters left, if you fight them together. This will cause damage, plus sleep, blind, doom, and silence to everybody. And if they're together and her overdrive gauge is full, only available with the other sisters when their overdrive gauges are full, essentially dispels game over. So that's why people say take out Dark Mindy first, that way, because, she has the lowest HP, and that way they'll never be able to use it. Elemental damages are normal, including non-elemental damages, which, means Holy and Ultima. She can drop, She can drop dark matter and master spheres, and she can you can steal return spheres and elixirs from her. AP, 10,000 AP is rewarded, and she drops 0 gil. To censor, silence, sleep, darkness, poison, petrification, slow, zombie, power break, magic break, armor break, mental break, threaten, death, provoke, doom, distill, any distill abilities, scan, gravity, any delay effects, and ejection. Dark Mindy sits at 2 million HP, making her the weakest of the Magus Sisters, with her strength at 148, defense at 187, magic at 248, magic defense at 132, agility at 233, and accuracy at 255. Evasion is 240, so high luck stat is required, and her luck is unknown. Pasado inflicts instant death and KO to one character. Mega Graviton, half damage, and it also inflicts sleep, blind, doom, and silence to everybody. Available when overdrive gauge is full, and either by herself or with only 2 Magus Sisters left. Calamity, which casts poison, blind, full break, and silence to one character. And of course, Delta attack is only available with the other sisters, and their overdrive gauges are charged, which is equivalent to game over. All elemental and non-elemental damages are normal. You can steal from her teleport spheres and elixirs, as well as if you kill her, she will drop dark matter and master spheres. 10,000 AP is awarded. She is also immune to everything that was listed with Cindy, which is censor, silence, sleep, darkness, poison, petrification, slow, zombie, power break, mental break, armor break, mental break, threaten, death, provoke, doom, any distill abilities, scan, gravity, any delay effects, and ejection. And then finally, Dark Sandy. She is the second most powerful of the 3 sisters, resting at with her HP resting at 2,500,000 HP. She has 999 MP, strength is at 186, defense is at 201, magic 207, magic defense 168, agility 201, accuracy 255, evasion 100, and luck is unknown. So her attacks all consist of normal Sandy's, and she, okay, whatever. Okay. Razia, which is her special attack, it'll cause instant death or KO to one character. She can use Mega Graviton, which deals half damage to, half HP damage to everybody, and it also inflicts sleep, blind, doom, silence to all. Physical attack, it's damage plus petrify to 1, and if you get attacked again, it'll shatter you. And Delta attack, which is only available with the other sisters, game over. All elemental and non-elemental attacks are normal, and from her you can steal friend spheres, elixirs, and she can also drop, if you kill her, dark matter and master spheres. 10,000 AP is awarded. She is also immune to everything else the other sisters are immune to. So that being said, we can actually fight these guys now. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to walk up to these little guys right here, and they'll be waiting for you. I'm going to take a bite of my ramen real fast, and we will get into the, and go fight. This is good. Really good. am done. Okay. Woo! Alright. So now we're gonna go ahead and fight these guys and get it out of the way. So either you can go this way and you can try and separate them, or just do what I'm doing and fight them all together, which is insanely difficult. So, first things first, we need to nail the hell out of Mindy, because she has the lowest HP and she will die first if we continue to do this.
Yeah.
So focus all of your attacks on Mindy as of right now.
Ha. Yeah.
Alright, so now at this point we need to summon Yuna. No, not summon Yuna. Bring her into the battle, because now they're, as stated earlier, these guys will use Delta attack. Because, you know, they're all together. So, there's actually a way to defend against this, and a good way to do that is to summon your very own Magus Sisters. And you can actually use their overdrive to actually deal extra damage. So, with having Yuna's overdrive gauge full, you can go ahead and grand summon your Magus Sisters. I have the summoning sequences turned on short, so you can sit here and watch all of it. Alright, so now we're going to ask them to combine their beautiful powers. Skip the whole sequence. See, because if I didn't leave the summoning sequences on shorts, you'd have to watch this twice. And I'm pretty sure you don't want to do that. That is harsh. So, you can only do that once. So, now you gotta finish one of them off. So, we're gonna target Dark Mindy. Does Yuna have a... Actually, we can make her fight if we want to. So, you know what? We're actually gonna make her fight. Alright, so Dark Mindy's out of the way. Now we focus our attacks on the other two. Alright, we'll go ahead and get Yuna the hell out of here. Bring Riku back in. Alright, now we just keep attacking as normal, and try to kill Dark, Sandy off as much as possible. Well, not as much as possible. We need to get her. We need to deal as much damage as possible. We need to kill her. Okay, so just, start hammering. Crap, he doesn't have any MP. Phoenix down. Alright, look here, dude. I ain't got time for your games. So, yeah. Alright, again. Oh, he just focused all of his attacks on, Cindy. That's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Nah. Okay, so now we really need to start cracking down. Okay, X potion, I'm so lucky. And this. This way we can restore ourselves back to where we need to be. And to keep from getting killed by the, Mega Graviton. I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
Go ahead, use that. Did not. Ow, hey. Come on, you know you want to die. There we go. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and go all out. Die, 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 die. There we go. There we are. So now we now have the opportunity to fight Penance. Okay. Pretty much settles that. Now with all the Dark Aeons out of the way, you can finally fight Penance, which is going to be the longest fight in the game, ever. To ever, if not ever, exist. So, yeah, expect, you know, to be fighting him for a very, very, very long time. The battle's going to be about 40 minutes. Yeah. Something I might not want to put into the stream, but I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Probably going to consider it over this next few seconds, whether or not I want to put it in the stream or make a separate video, separate stream on how to defeat Penance. So, yeah. I mean, I want to do it, but I don't want to do it. That's kind of hard to decide, really. You know what? We're gonna do it. Okay? So, here we are. We're gonna do it. We're gonna beat this thing. Even though I actually already have the trophy. You know what? I ain't gonna let that stop. Since I decided to fight this guy, I guess we're just gonna kind of go over, what we need to do. Kind of like the basic procedure. Okay, so, you know what, never mind, I'm not gonna do it in this stream. I'll actually do it next stream, so, ignore the penance part in the, description. I'll probably be back in a half hour to, actually finish up the stream, you know, the penance fight, so, and I might just actually find a way to, I'll try and do another video on solely just, I'll actually just do independent videos. If not, I'll probably just end up doing, one big giant video, where I actually, you know, do all the fancy editing and actually break it down even further for you guys. And it'll also include penance and all that. I'll even leave timestamps in the video to, like, if you're having troubles with a certain one, you can flip to that, skip to that. So, now for the grinding, as far as how I do all this, I'll probably make another video soon, basically with a new save file on basically to where I get to all that, the endgame grind. And I'll basically just kind of walk you guys through it. I already have all the monsters captured and set, so I'll show you the, you know, the Don Tonberry AP trick, the triple AP weapons, how to get certain items to make certain armors, where you can get all your spheres from, who you farm them off of. I'll do all that. There's other videos on the internet, I mean on YouTube. You can watch how to get the celestial weapons in case you're wondering how to get those. Yeah, this is solely supposed to be just a little tutorial on, like, just by watching it and listening to me, you should know what to expect, you know, earlier on. You know, that's all it was kind of designed to be. Other than that, I'm gonna wrap up the stream right here. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this long-ass stream, if you stayed here till the end, well, thank you. Like, you are a fucking trooper. Like, if I could, I'd give you the biggest hug. Other than that, I'm gonna go because I got some things to do, but if I come back, I will do another stream on the penance, and yeah. Oh, when I come back, I might think about it, I might hold it off till tomorrow, I don't know, but I will do a penance stream. So, yeah, that's how it's gonna go. So, anyways, it's been a great day with you guys. This is the Sonic Specialist signing out, and I'll see you all some other time.